Maddie
Simon was
Evans.
a big player for them last year in the NWSL Elite. I remember playing against her. She ran circles around me. Oh, we're about to be live.
Good evening and welcome to NWSL Soccer Action as the Washington Spirit take on the Boston Breakers. I'm Michael Minnick here alongside Danielle Malagari. And Danielle, it's been the story for a couple weeks with the Washington Spirit. Offenses let them down, and they come into this game trying to get a fresh start, trying to climb out of last place.
Right, yeah. We talked about this in past games. They're obviously out of playoffs right now because of the points, but they're still continuing to be positive about the season, and they're looking to continue to build and get some points out of these last couple of games. All you can do is keep asking them to battle.
Boston, on the other hand, come in needing a win. In sixth place right now, top four make the playoffs. They're 7 points behind the Western New York Flash. So almost in a way, their playoffs start today. They have to start winning and win out really to make the playoffs.
Absolutely. Expect them to come out blazing in this game and in their last couple of games so they can get those points to get into the playoffs.
Let's go over the starting lineups for you. First for the visiting Breakers, we expect to see Lisa Cole's squad in a 4-4-2 tonight. Ashley Phillips gets the nod in goal. She'll play behind a back four, the veteran Kat Whitehill, Kian McNeil, Julie King, and Jasmine Avant. In the midfield for the Breakers tonight, Rhiann Wilkinson, Heather O'Reilly, Mariah Noguera, and Joanna Woman. And up front, Leanne Sanderson and Sydney LaRue. And interesting to see Sanderson, who's been playing as that attacking midfielder for most of the year, up front tonight, Danielle.
Right, yeah, she can actually play anywhere. I mean, she can strike the ball, she can dish the ball out a little bit, but she can also drop back a little bit. Just because she starts up there doesn't mean that's where she's always going to be. She's good at checking back into the midfield and receiving the ball and turning and running at her defender. So look to see her do that a little bit tonight.
4-3-3 look for the Spirit tonight. Ashlyn Harris, of course, gets the nod in goal. A makeshift back four due to injuries. Kika Toulouse, Tori Huster, Candace Chapman are kind of the three that you expect. The fourth, though, is we expect to be Lindsay Taylor.
Right.
Tiffany McCarty filled in as that outside back in a burn sheet spot against Chicago with Gale and now the other injuries that have happened to the back line, the absence. You're looking at Taylor stepping in now tonight.
Right. I mean, at this point, they have nothing to lose. Why not try to move people around a little bit? Try Lindsay Taylor. She has yet to start a match for the Spirit. So I think it's great to try her out there and see. She's going to do a good job because she has Ashlyn Harris with all that experience behind her. She's going to continue to make sure she's connected to the outside backs and be smart with them going forward.
In the midfield, it'll be Julia Roberts, Diana Matheson, and Lori Lindsay. Up front, Jasmine Spencer, Connie Polars, and Stephanie Oaks. Action coming here right after the national anthem. National anthem concluded here at the Maryland Soccer Press. We're ready to play NWSL soccer. Let's give you the reserves for both teams. The backup goalkeeper for Washington, as always, is Chantel Jones. Field substitutes are Holly King, Tiffany McCarty, and Lupita Werbis. Reserves for Boston, Alyssa Nair, who broke her nose last month, is listed as the backup goalkeeper tonight. Field subs are Katie Schepfer, Maddie Evans, Carmelina Moscato, and the dangerous Australian Kaya Simon. Referees tonight, the fourth official is Dionysus Papadopoulos. Hagen Barnett and Shannon Popstein are the assistant referees, and Kara Hontham will have the middle. Lineups for you, once again, if you're just joining us for Boston, it's Phillips, King, Whitehill, McNeil, Avant, Nagera, along with Wilkinson, Lohman, and O'Reilly, and then Sanderson and Luer up front. For Washington, it's Harrison goal, Taylor, Huster, Chapman, and Toulouse in the back, Lindsay, Roberts, Matheson in midfield, Oaks, Polars, and Jasmine Spencer up front. We were talking before the game, Danielle. We've seen Jasmine Spencer some at home in a substitutes role, but really the first time we've seen her as a starter at home.
Right, yeah, when she's come off the bench, she's done good things going forward. She drew a penalty kick for them in one of their matches, so she's a little feisty one, and I think it's good to see her start here. We haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited to see her play.
Spirit trying to end this skid of 10 games without a win and without a goal from the run of play. The last time they scored at home, actually, was against Boston. The beautiful goal from Lori Lindsay that ended up getting them a 1-1 tie after Joanna Lohman had given Boston the lead.
Right, so there's something to look forward to. Let's hope they can do that today.
Breakers will attack the hill end here at the Maryland Soccer Box, going from left to right in the whites with the blue shorts and white socks. Spirit in the all-red kit tonight, attacking the scoreboard end here in the first half. Like the Spirit will take the ball first as Diana Matheson giving the last couple words of encouragement, and Matheson, we expect to slide back into that midfield role where she was so good early in the year. She's been playing really as a forward ever since Mark Parsons took over this job.
Yeah, I mean, this was the starting three at the beginning of the year with Roberts, Matheson, and Lori Lindsay in the middle of the field. So I think they've been doing some really good things in there. Julia Roberts does a good job at holding down the middle. And Lori Lindsay and Diana Matheson both make great runs going forward. So I love seeing her get forward. So let's see. We hope we see that a lot tonight.
Kara Huntham waiting for the appropriate minute, pointing at her right forearm right now. I believe somebody might have a wristband there, and now we're underway. Lindsay will possess in the center circle and immediately drop it back and give Lindsay Taylor her first touch as a defender. Now Chapman up for Lindsay. And pass intended for Spencer's broken up and taken back by Taylor. I guess the flip side of that coin, Danielle, is that Taylor will be good going forward because she is a forward.
Right, absolutely. She'll be good on the ball.
So you're going to hopefully get that kind of attacking play you're used to getting from Allie Krieger on that right side.
She won't be scared to go forward. That's for
O'Reilly crosses it in towards the middle, towards Sanderson, but it's headed out by Chapman. And immediately we see Heather O'Reilly popping up on the left to pick on Lindsay Taylor.
It's a pretty smart move there.
Yeah. Corner will come from O'Reilly on the far side here in the first minute. O'Reilly's ball driven in towards the penalty spot, headed out by Lindsay Taylor. Falls for Polars. Plays it up the wing for Spencer. 3-on-3 now for the Spirit if they can hurry. Spencer on the ball. Matheson opening up left. Show player. Matheson has time and space. Matheson towards the top of the 18. In the box. Left-footed shot. And a goal for Diana Matheson. Just 78 seconds in. Number 8, Diana Matheson gives the Spirit their streak-breaking goal and a 1-0 lead.
Hey, we just talked about that. That was a fantastic counterattack. If you would have, what I heard from Mark Parsons on that corner kick play from Boston, he told Diana Matheson just to stay high, keep numbers forward. It was 2-on-2 in the back. Boston didn't have a third person back there. That was a fantastic counterattack by the Spirit.
Matheson was wide open.
Absolutely.
I mean, we could see it from here that pass was going to come.
Right. Well, because Matheson stepped high on that corner kick, Boston only had 2 of their defenders back. They definitely should have had a third player back there. They just threw numbers into the box. Why not? It's the first minute of play. Who would have thought that would have happened? That was fantastic work from the Spirit there.
The last meeting between these two teams this year, kind of similar to the first meeting where Tiffany McCarty gave the Spirit an early 1-0 lead at Doughboy Stadium.
Right. I got the chills because we haven't seen that in a very long time here at the Flex.
Back comes LaRue for Boston. In the box, sets up the right foot. Her shot is deflected and out for a corner. So the second corner already for Boston as LaRue, who scored the tying goal in that 1-1 game up in Boston, gets loose again.
Let's see if they learn their lesson. Looks like Sanderson's dropping in.
Players shaken up, and this is a big concern for the Spirit. I believe it's Candace Chapman, and immediately the signal was made. Chapman was listed as probable for this game, still trying to recover from a right knee sprain that she suffered in the Seattle game 2 weeks ago. So I don't think probably if they had another defender, she would have gone tonight, but almost had to with the dearth of players available at the back.
Right, that's definitely something we don't want to see right now. Candace Chapman has gotten better and better every single game, and this is definitely something we don't want to see.
And only 3 subs available for the field in Warbus, McCarty, and King, and none of those are defenders, of course.
No.
So you're really going to have to kind of get creative if she can continue, and it doesn't look like she'll be able to.
Right.
Looks like they are working on that knee once again of Candace Chapman.
Emily Fortunato, their trainer out there, definitely has had her hands full the last few weeks with all of these injuries.
I was talking to Emily after that Seattle game 2 weeks ago, and she was saying that she's gotten way too much attention the last couple weeks with all the injuries.
In that game.
Chapman will be helped off by the training staff. Still no indication about who the Spirit sub is going to be now. Holly King is starting to take off the penny and is now thought better of it. So right now, the Spirit will play with 10 as King will hurriedly get some warm-ups in. Probably didn't expect to be playing this early 2 minutes in.
Right. Well, Holly King, last year with DC United Women, she definitely filled in that role for us last year. So I think that's something she's up to.
O'Reilly's ball towards Noguera, and she heads it in. And just 4 minutes and 18 seconds in, it's 1-1 already as Mariah Noguera buries a perfect cross from Heather O'Reilly.
Yeah, definitely not something you want to see after that, the goal in the first minute. But hey, it's tied again. They scored once. Let's hope the floodgates are open and now the Spirit can continue going forward.
Well, and that's probably just as simple as you're missing a center back right there on that set piece.
Yeah.
So Matheson and Noguera have traded goals in the first 5 minutes of this game. It's 1-1 here at the Maryland Soccerplex. Only game in the NWSL tonight, and so far it's been a good one. Lohman. Noguera will switch it left. Here's King. Up the line for O'Reilly, who again go to work against Taylor. Switch over the top looking for LaRue. Picked off smartly by Tori Huster and play it out wide right. Kept alive by Wilkinson on the left side. Now O'Reilly making the central run, marked by Polars. Loses Polars' mark as the shot comes in and is blocked. Cleared up the field by Taylor for Spencer. Lindsay. Chapman still getting worked on behind the Spirit goal, so it's still 10-11 right now. Matheson making the run up the line. We played up into space, looking for the run of Stephanie Oakes, but too far for her as Avant tracks her and watches it roll up for a goal kick in the 6th minute. Again, if you're just joining us, where have you been? Matheson scores 78 seconds in. Then Brian Noguera ties it on a header in the 4th minute. 1-1, and the story also, the injury to Candace Chapman, who's now jogging towards the Spirit bench. Matheson with like a handball there. Play on continues as Leanne Sanderson will drop it back. Here's Jasmine Avant, the addition from Portland, who's started all 6 matches since joining the Breakers. Now O'Reilly, who's switched back to her customary right side. Drops it back for Whitehill. Noguera. And back for Kian McNeil. Avant. Direct for LaRue. Comes through now to Sanderson. Making the run forward is Wilkinson, but the pass too hard for her, and Harris off her line.
Right now, playing 10v11, the Spirit just has to be smart and keep the ball in front of them defensively. Don't, you're going to try to throw numbers forward when we're in the attack, but just be a little bit smart and keep it in front of you defensively, because just wait until the Candace Chapman's able to get back on the pitch.
Chapman is jogging by the Spirit bench, trying to work this one off. Ball played by Oakes, not in the path of Toulouse, and Kika's just got to be careful here with only 3 in the back. Right. She can't make a run where she's not sure she's going to get the ball.
Well, it actually looks like Julia Roberts right now has dropped in as that center back. So, if they're going to hold 4 back, or the other 3, she can definitely go forward there. They just weren't on the same page. So
really, you've got Lindsay and Matheson just kind of anchoring the center of that midfield and hoping those forwards can track back and defend, and then the defenders hold their spots as Holly King is getting substitutions instructions right now, as it looks like Chapman will not be able to continue. So that's another big blow for the Spirit, who are already missing Gale in the back. They're missing Presley in the back, and they're missing Allie Krieger in the back.
Right. Definitely unfortunate.
Here's LaRue. Nicely blocked by Huster out for a throw-in.
Tori Huster has been the most consistent player, I think, for the Spirit this year. She's just done a fantastic job at every position she's played.
Avant for the goal scorer, Mariah Noguera. Tries to scoop it up for Wilkinson, but goes out of bounds for a Spirit throw in the 8th minute. 1-1 the score, and we will see Holly King step on.
So she is filling in on that center back position for Candace Chapman.
Also being informed that Dean Fairweather is the fourth official, so this injury bug's even hitting the referees today, it seems. Ball flicked through, here's Pollers, but a step quicker is Jasmine Avant, as Oaks almost picked up her second assist of the year there. Nice ball. Throwing, though, deep for the Spirit here in the 9th minute. They've literally had one attack and scored.
Right.
This is their best possession deep.
Yes.
Lindsay Taylor, the makeshift right back, will take the throw in. And that's a concern as well. You've got two non-defenders on that right side. Ball drop back for Toulouse. Played in the box for Matheson. Brings it down for Pollers. Pollers' volley is just over the top. Ashley Phillips was out to sea on that one. If that gets over her head, that's a goal.
Right. Definitely, I don't even think anyone was even expecting that ball to get through. I don't even think Connie Pollers was expecting that ball to get through. Nice little try there.
Nice pass by Toulouse as well, just to kind of chip it in and hope something happens.
They always say, try to make something of nothing.
10th minute now, it's 1-1. Goals by Matheson for Washington to open scoring, and then right back come Boston, and Mariah Noguera heads home a corner kick from Heather O'Reilly. Foul there as Avant bumps Pollers in midfield. Noguera now has scored 3 goals this year. Matheson bringing her total to 7. That's her third from the run of play. She scored 4 penalties this year. Lindsay will take this free kick, just the one player wall, and Leanne Sanderson for Boston.
Matheson's the field general out there, pointing everyone, telling everyone which way to go and where to be.
Lindsay's chip, headed out by Kia McNeil, kept alive by Oaks for Washington. Has Taylor as a drop, and she'll get play it for. Taylor's chip up the right side is mishit, though. Header won by the veteran Kat Whitehill. Lori Lindsay for Washington.
The one thing Lindsay Taylor is not going to be used to is all the time and space she's going to have on the ball. She's got to be a little bit smart out of the back there.
Yeah, and you have to be much more precise.
Yes.
As a forward, you can make a mistake down the field and maybe chase it down. If you do that as a defender, then Sydney LaRue or Heather O'Reilly's bearing down on your goal.
Yes.
Here's Lori Lindsay. Matheson making a hard run up the middle. Instead, it comes short for Oaks on the left side. Oaks at the top of the 18, tries the right-footed shot. It's over. Chet Phillips off the bar, and then Matheson's volley is high and wide. What a chance, though, again for the Spirit, who've looked good in the attack in the first 11 minutes.
That was a fantastic strike from Oaks from about 30 yards out. That was fantastic. Unfortunate touch there by Matheson, but we want to see more of that.
Matheson has just really put a stamp on this match early.
Yes. It's funny it's funny that shot that Oaks just took. She actually came to camp this week. Spirit runs camps here at the Soccerplex, and she did a shooting demo. And they all asked her what she did to make herself better, and she said, I would go out for hours and hours and shoot on my dad on a quick goal in our backyard. So that was fun to watch.
Good ball from Wilkinson. LaRue's in the box as King tries to chase her down. LaRue saves the ball on the end line, but then gives possession away to Holly King. Ball cleared out for a throw-in for Boston, but good recovery there from King against the speedy LaRue, who has scored 10 goals this year. Tied for the league lead right now with Lauren Holiday and Abby Wambach. Kat Whitehill on the ball now for the Breakers. Pass deflected. Now Noguera under pressure from Matheson will drop it back. McNeil chips it up the right side, looking for the overlap of Avant. But it's an easy pick for Toulouse. Gives possession away, though. Here's Wilkinson on the right side. Noguera circling back. Plays for McNeil. Sanderson. Time and space for Avant to tee up the left foot, chip it towards the middle, over everybody. Handled now by Taylor. Knocked over the top. Whitehill will take a little bit of an extra touch to nudge it back to Ashley Phillips. As mentioned earlier, Alyssa Nair is the backup goalkeeper for Boston tonight, still trying to come back from the broken nose she suffered on June 26th, wearing the protective mask tonight. And I would think as a goalkeeper, that would just be a nightmare to play with a mask.
I've even seen some basketball players try to wear it, I think any sport you play, it's a nightmare to have to play with that.
Sanderson drops it back for Avant. Step in for Matheson, wins it for Connie Pohlers. Stolen right back, though, by Joanna Lohman. Lohman dodges the tackle from Matheson, plays it for Sanderson, but again, Matheson steps in to wins it for Oaks. Roberts for Lindsay. Wide for Spencer. Trying to turn the corner on Julie King. Good defending, though, from King. And a flag here and a foul that goes against Boston. Julie King not happy with the assistant referee on the far side, but the whistle goes against her. Good spot for a serve here for Washington in the 14th minute.
Spencer is actually very, very good at drawing those types of fouls for the Spirit. We've seen it in the past. She's drawn that foul for a PK in the past. So, when she's going forward, why not trying to throw your body in and get a kick for us.
Holly King will be the last player to arrive for the set piece, which Lori Lindsay will serve. Lindsay's ball, a nice one towards the middle, headed high by Lohman. Second ball volleyed by Pohlers, wide. Good chance for the veteran German. Would have been a spectacular goal if she had scored.
She's really looking for her first goal here for the Spirit.
8th start for Connie Pohlers after coming over from Wolfsburg in Germany. Has the all-time record for goals in the Women's Champions League. She scored 42 at the highest level of club competition in Europe. But as you said, still looking for her first in the NWSL.
She needs to bring a little bit of that to us here at Spirit.
Header won by Huster. Good turn by Lindsay Taylor to keep possession. Trying to dodge O'Reilly. Plays it in the center for King. Matheson. Back for Tori Huster. Up for Oaks. Now Matheson, taken away by the tackle of Nagara, but Tika Toulouse picks up the pieces. Forced back to Huster. And back to Ashlyn Harris. A cooler evening because of the rain, Danielle, and I think the pace of the game is reflecting that.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to skip a lot on the surface just because of all the rain that we had in the last couple of hours here. If you see, there's been some missed touches because they're not expecting it to come in that quickly.
Spencer coming back to win the ball. Draws a nudge there and a foul. Quick restart for Holly King. Knocked up the line by Taylor. Picked off by Julie King. And out for a throw-in. Throw-in for Boston on the far side. Will come here in the 16th minute. 1-1 the score. Early fireworks. Diana Matheson scoring 78 seconds in for Washington. And then Mariah Nagara, after Candace Chapman's injury, brought Washington down to 10 players temporarily. Scored on a header on the Raleigh corner kick to make it 1-1. That's where we are now. Chapman had to leave after that injury. Holly King has been deputized as the center back. Throw in up the line. Now LaRue turning on the Jets, going to work against Holly King. Has Wilkinson in support, also Sanderson hanging back. LaRue still on the ball, drops it for Sanderson. Now Lohman will be worked into the play. Comes right for Jasmine Avant. Now Nagara. Switch left for King. And back for Whitehill. Switch right for Avant. Header won by Pohlers. Into the center of the park. Matheson will be the first to it. Good ball up the line for Pohlers. Pohlers takes the touch forward. Has Oaks in the center. Plays it early for Stephanie Oaks. And just out of her path. Off the line comes Phillips to scoop up the ball.
That was a good little possession there. Connie Pohlers did a fantastic job at winning the ball over here on this left touch line. Got it to DeMath. DeMath played her forward. And that little through ball tried to get to Stephanie Oaks. Skipped a little bit past her because of the surface tonight.
Good header win from Kika Toulouse. Second ball falls for Nagara in the Breakers midfield. Now Sanderson. Not on the same page as Wilkinson. It's stolen away by Toulouse, who plays Pohlers. Early for Oaks, who turns. Tries to get a step on McNeil and does so. Cuts back now as Avant comes over to Shepard. Now Lindsay. Switch right for Jasmine Spencer. Takes a bump there from King. This time the whistle does not blow, and the Breakers will counter.
Looked like she got a little knock from shoulder to a head there.
Nice ball for LaRue on the left side. Sanderson making the run. Also Wilkinson coming, as is O'Reilly. Fakes the cross. And a good tackle there from Taylor to knock it out for a throw and then blunt the attack slightly. 18th minute, 1-1 the score. Joanna Lohman plays the 1-2 with O'Reilly. Again for Heather O'Reilly. O'Reilly will try her right foot from deep. Test Ashlyn Harris, but an easy catch.
The Spirit need to be a little bit quicker and step on somebody like Heather O'Reilly so they don't allow her to take that shot from distance.
Well, as I said, you've got King and Taylor, two players that aren't used to playing defender on that side, and that's the kind of thing you're gonna maybe miss if you're a novice defender.
Right.
Polars for Matheson, and back for Huster. Back for Harris, under pressure from O'Reilly. Nagara chests it down, plays the ball to the feet of O'Reilly. Drop for Nagara. Now Levant. Left-footed ball up the line. Controlled nicely by Sanderson. She'll play Wilkinson. Fakes the pass and does go back for Avant. LaRue turns, looks for options, lays it off for Sanderson. Sanderson will switch it left. Taylor gets a touch in as coming in from that left back spot was Julie King. Breaks up the attack and concedes a throw in the 20th minute.
Spirit need to do a little bit better job as that ball is played to the strikers of the Breakers. They need to do a little bit better job at stepping to them, being a little bit tighter so they don't allow them to turn.
Taylor, I believe, got the final touch there, and it will be a corner for Boston. From the far side, all three of their corners have come from that side, and the second one was put on the head of Mariah Nagara for the Breakers' goal, coming back in the 5th minute.
Looks like he got Holly King on her now, who has a little bit of height back there that can contest for this ball.
Ball served in, headed over. Target of that one was Joanna Lohman. Bit of a delay here as we wait for a ball here in the 21st minute.
Looks like Ashlyn Harris has a little bit of turf in her eye.
Yeah, she took her I saw her take her glove off and the ball first went out of bounds, so trying to get that out of there. This defense cursed. People were getting hurt in every way, shape, and form.
Well, the grass was just cut right as the rain was coming.
Harris working that right glove back on. She's ready. Nagara has won several headers in midfield. Wins another one for Sanderson, but her chip too high for Wilkinson.
I would like to see Julia Roberts push a little bit harder into Nagara there and contest a little bit more for that ball.
Flicked on nicely by Oakes, who's had a good start to this game, combining with Matheson once again, but Avant wins that tackle. Kept alive. And now finally off of Leanne Sanderson's boot, a throw in for the Spirit. Matheson in the 2nd minute, Nagara in the 5th minute. The goal scores is this 1-1. Midway through the 2nd half, Michael Minnick here alongside Danielle Malagari. On a cool, especially for this area in July evening at the Plex.
I don't mind it after the heat we've had the last few weeks.
Had some rain earlier, but that has disappeared for the time being. Whitehill thunders it left to work in Julie King. King knocks down Spencer, and the foul goes against Spencer. Free kick for the Breakers in the 22nd minute.
I was just about to say, that's actually a very good call because I think Jasmine Spencer committed the initial foul that caused that tie up there. She's kind of throwing her body into all these tackles right now.
There are a few players in the world that take this free kick as well as Kat Whitehill. That deep free kick just past the center circle. She'll serve another one here.
It's definitely what she's known for.
Ball towards the top of the 18, towards McNeil, who flicks it on. Headed back by Huster dangerously, but right to Ashlyn Harris. I'm sure she'll say she meant to do that. Head it right back to Ashlyn Harris.
Right in my own 6. Meant to do that.
Through ball looking for LaRue, who tries to shake the shoulder of Huster. But Huster wins that challenge nicely out for a throw-in. LaRue was kneeling down there for a second, now back on her feet. She's carrying a bit of an injury as well, but playing from the start today. Wilkinson. Trying to shake Toulouse, drops it back for Sanderson. In the center it comes to O'Reilly. Plays it through, looking for Wilkinson's run. But off her line to make the diving scoop is Ashlyn Harris in the 24th minute. Spirit have mostly attacked on this left side. I think Oaks and Matheson have been as sharp as they've been all year today.
Yes, I actually like Oaks as that center striker up top. I think she does a really good job. At times on the outside she gets a little bit lost, even though she recovers well defensively. I really like what she does at that center position.
And I think with this lineup, you almost have to play her in the center because Spencer's definitely going to be a player you want out wide.
Right.
I think Polars is also at her best out wide.
Right. Spencer's not exactly a target
No.
type of player.
Throw in for Vaughn here on the near side towards Sanderson. Popped up again. Chested down by Wilkinson. Dropped for Avant. LaRue. Trying to turn Holly King. Forced to drop it back for Vaughn again. McNeil. Nagara. And all the way back to Ashley Phillips. Breakers, as I said earlier, really need this game. 120 points, 7 points behind Western New York for the fourth and final playoff spot. This is must-win time for them. Ball over the top for Wilkinson. Saves it, but crosses it right to Huster. Now Connie Polars. Tried to play it in for Matheson, but it's stolen by Avant. Now Sanderson's hopeful chip towards the middle is picked off by King.
Connie Polars' touch seems a little bit off tonight. Some of the balls that are a good idea just aren't quite getting there.
Whitehill's ball over the top of Beauty for Sanderson. Huster does just enough to win that header. Towards the side for Toulouse. She'll chip it up the line, keep it in play for Polars. Nice touch there from Polars, goes down. Play continues as Avant drops it back. Here's Kia McNeil. Square for Whitehill. Lots of space for Cat to dribble towards midfield. Switch left. O'Reilly now will go to work against Lindsay Taylor. Tackle won by Taylor, but only as far as Lohman as Boston keeps possession. Won by King now for the Spirit, and left into space for Polars. Oaks will make the run up the line. Polars will play it into space for a nicely weighted ball for Stephanie Oaks. Early cross from Oaks towards the middle, cleared out, and finds the feet of Sanderson.
I would like the runs off of the ball for the Spirit to be a little bit more dynamic. When going forward, the runs seem to be just everybody going forward. Nobody's really checking to the ball, asking for the ball at their feet. I would like to see that a little bit more for the Spirit.
Great one-on-one work from Sydney LaRue. She's in the box. Right-footed shot towards the near post. Blocked by Ashlyn Harris. And cleared. LaRue just made something out of nothing there.
Right.
Beat a couple of defenders and a whistle here. We'll go against the Spirit.
I believe it's a handball. And that's why Ashlyn Harris is NWSL Player of the Week.
Yeah, voted by the fans this week, after, even though the Spirit lost. And she's been one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Even if she doesn't have a shutout, she's been spectacular.
Yes, she has been.
Free kick hit up the middle and caught there by Ashlyn Harris. Knocked back by Joanna Lohman. King will have to hustle for it. Phillips is there. We'll call her off. Take a touch in the box and pick it up. Kia McNeil off of the roll. 27th minute. It's 1-1 here between Boston and Washington.
The energy has definitely died down a little bit since the first 5 minutes of the match.
Giveaway now to Spencer. She'll work up that right side. Has Oaks in support. Spencer in the box. Loses her footing a bit as King and Whitehill combine. Spencer stays with it though. But last touch by her goes out for a goal kick.
It was a good little read by Spencer there. Unfortunately, that last touch was a bit too big that allowed Kat Whitehill to come in and take it away. I almost called her Kat Reddick, going back to her UNC days.
Now Polars playing it through, looking for Lindsay. It's broken up by Whitehill. He cleared out for a throw-in.
That was a very good idea.
Yeah.
But I think I would have liked her to hit the shot.
Toulouse sets up the right foot, plays the ball in towards Spencer. But as you said earlier, not a target for Jasmine Spencer. Goes over her head.
Connie Pollers doesn't need to be the playmaker at the top of the 18. She needs to be the one that scores the goals for us.
Phillips' goal kick will come in the 29th minute. Headed forward, last touched by Jasmine Spencer. Throw for the Breakers, which they'll take quickly for Joanna Lohman. Now LaRue. Back for Nagara. Forward for Sanderson, who takes a tumble and draws the whistle on the tackle from Roberts.
Other than the one run that LaRue made up on the right flank here, I think she's been rather quiet tonight. I don't really think they found her as much as they probably would have liked to.
She's definitely popped up wide a couple times, but has not gotten the ball in the center of the park. Right. I agree with you. Kick taken short for O'Reilly. Trying to turn the corner on Taylor. Does so. Ball in the box. Gets by one and is cleared calmly by Julia Roberts. Whitehill takes the throw quickly up the line. Trying to find O'Reilly again. Taylor gets the touch in first and clears it.
Taylor has been beat a few times by Heather O'Reilly out there on that left flank, but she's battling. I like her back there. Seems like the fans like her too.
Getting an appreciative cheer from the Spirit Squadron on the far side. Spencer takes a hard tangle there with Sanderson. Passes block. Glad to see Sanderson's okay. That was kind of an awkward landing.
Yes, it was. I like what Jasmine Spencer's throwing out tonight. She's feisty.
That's how they teach them in Maryland, right?
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
Be feisty.
It's ACC.
ACC soccer.
Yeah.
Lori Lindsay, speaking of ACC soccer. Pass is broken up by Wilkinson, who plays it through looking for Sanderson. But Roberts does well to track that run. Huster plays it forward. Whitehill will hit it up the left side. Really nobody home in white. LaRue was the only player in the vicinity. Taylor will chase it down in the corner for Washington and play it forward. Now Roberts. Chested down by Oakes. Turns into the center circle. Broken up by Nagara for King.
Every time Oakes gets it, it's 1v3. She doesn't really have much opportunity when she gets the ball.
Pollers will step in and win this one. Something brewing here on the left side for Washington in the 32nd minute. Pollers against Avant will switch in the middle, looking for Matheson, but it's broken up by Nagara. Time and space now for Heather O'Reilly. Left is LaRue. Making the run right is Sanderson as O'Reilly charges up the middle. Heavy touch there. Gets a hard challenge there from King. An awkward challenge.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't a call there.
Play continues for Nagara. Cross towards Wilkinson at the far post. She'll have to double back and chase this one down. Keep it alive on the end line. Toulouse with an aggressive challenge knocks it out and wins the throw.
Something Holly King has to be aware of back there. She can't just jump in like that. She's got to be smart, keep her feet moving defensively, and just keep the player in front of them. Don't lunge at the ball. As a center back, you can't do that.
Sanderson. Playing it through. Intended for Wilkinson is broken up by the sliding Kika Toulouse, who drops it back. Cleared now by Ashlyn Harris forward. Now McNeil. Roberts will play it in the center circle for Matheson off the steal. Short for Oakes, who is overwhelmed by Kat Whitehill, who drops it back for King.
Boston does a fantastic job at getting numbers behind the ball. Every time they lose it, they have 5 and 6 people dropping instantly behind the ball. They've done a very good job defensively here.
With their midfield shape, it seems like LaRue's kind of playing as a lone forward, and the Sanderson will pop up there at times. But really, for the most part, it's a 5-player midfield.
Right.
Then you can switch from 2 up, 2 in the attacking, to 3 defending. A little bit of flexibility there as the ball's played forward for Lohman. Cross kept alive for Wilkinson. Marked by Pollers. Wilkinson gets the cross in. Volleyed out in the 6 by Huster. 50-50 header won by Lori Lindsay. Nogueira beats Oaks to that ball, plays it forward and gives it away. Bad touch there from Polars, gives it away to Sanderson, however. Right it comes for Wilkinson. Now O'Reilly. Nogueira. And a switch left for King. Broken up well by Spencer. Lindsay now for the Spirit in the 34th minute. 1-1 the score. Early goals from Matheson and Nogueira. Early ball from Taylor and nobody home. Well, in one bounce, it'll be Ashley Phillips with the catch.
Again, Lindsay Taylor gets the ball. She takes the first step forward. Not one person is checking to get the ball at their feet. Everyone is kind of jogging forward. They need to be more dynamic on the runs to man the ball at their feet and just keep it moving a little bit more.
Here's O'Reilly in a dangerous spot, but a good tackle from Holly King knocks it out for a corner.
Oh, looks like it's a goal kick.
Must have hit O'Reilly on the way through. She's not protesting, so makes it even better tackle from Holly King that she won a goal kick off of that, because the Breakers have been dangerous on set pieces, scoring on a corner in this one.
Yes.
Huster. Now King. Lindsay. Against Lohman. Teammates with the Washington Freedom in 2009. Matheson. Left for Polars. Matheson will overlap. Back heel into the path of Diana Matheson. Left foot across, comes in weakly towards the near post, and is easily caught by Phillips.
Anytime there's any sort of cheeky play, the fans love it. Little back heel there from Connie Polars.
Matheson for Toulouse. Back for Huster. Matheson between Oaks and Toulouse for a Breakers throw in the 36th minute. Breakers will try it again with Avant here at midfield. LaRue trying to touch it in the path of Sanderson, but Huster wins it instead for Holly King. Back for Harris. We talked about the Spirit looking towards next year and how players will fit in.
Yes.
I think Holly King and Lindsay Taylor showing some versatility will help their case for next year.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think Holly King's done a good job for the 32 minutes that she's been in the game so far. She's done a very good job in the center back position there.
Lohman. Chip for LaRue, who has space on the left side as King hustles back. Slows it down. LaRue with the hard shot, but high and wide. Back to Holly King. If you're just joining us, Spirit already didn't have Allie Krieger due to injury. Didn't have Tony Presley due to injury. Didn't have Robin Gale due to injury. And then Candace Chapman goes out in the first 5 minutes. King has to come in. Lindsay Taylor's already playing right back out of necessity, the converted forward. Off of Polars for a throw. You've got Huster, who's a defender at this point because she's played there for the most part this year, but not her natural position. And then Kika Toulouse is kind of the only the normal defender back there at left back.
Right. Hey, I think they've actually done well for the first. I just wish Holly King was in on that corner kick, and she probably would have contested for that ball.
Right. The goal that the Breakers scored was right after that injury to Candace Chapman, so the Spirit were playing with 10. Nogueira snuck in unmarked at the far post and nodded home a good delivery from Heather O'Reilly. The Spirit goal came about a minute and a half in on a 3-on-3 counterattack. Matheson opened up left, picked off a perfect pass, and rifled the ball past Ashley Phillips to end the Spirit's string of 10 games without a goal in the run of play. Spencer's ball off the right side for Lindsay, too hard. Whitehill will take pressure from Oaks, but lay it off instead for Lohman. Step from Toulouse and win, but gives possession right back to Jasmine Avant.
Very good step there by Kika Toulouse, but I don't think Connie Polars was expecting her to get a touch on that.
Matheson. Stolen away by a tackle from Lohman. Matheson wins it back. Matheson really had no options there.
No, because everyone is just kind of standing there and making their runs forward. Someone needs to check and get that ball to their feet.
Huster's chip left. Good touch inside by Oaks. Switch over the top for Spencer, who's onside, but the pass too far. Phillips will watch it go out for a goal kick.
With all the rain we've had, it's just going to continue to skipped through the box there.
See Mark Parsons grimace down there. He knew that that pass was a little bit better.
Yes.
It probably would have been a goal or at least a shot on goal
Yes.
for Jasmine Spencer.
Yep. Put a little bit more backspin on it. Hold it up a little bit once it lands.
This is just the third time the Spirit have scored first this year. As the ball's played over the top for Oaks. McNeil will head it back. The first one was the season opener against Boston up at Doughboy Stadium. That came in a 1-1 tie. The second one was at Starfire Stadium 2 weeks ago against Seattle. That turned out to be a loss.
Right.
So normally you expect when you score first, you're going to at least get a win.
Yeah.
And the Spirit's one win came after conceding first against Seattle.
Right.
Switch right for Sanderson, but Toulouse easily picks that off. Lindsay and Oaks unable to connect on that one. Now King will work it left. Here's O'Reilly again. For Lohman, and now King. O'Reilly. Lohman off a nice pass as Lindsay has to come back and defend. Ball played up the left side, intended for Sydney LaRue, but too much on that one. Goal kick for the Spirit in the 40th minute.
I'd like to see the Spirit just finish this half strong. You know, they've definitely, in other games, they've given up goals in the final minutes of either half. So they just got to be smart here the last 5 minutes.
Harris will slow things down a bit. Bang it up the middle, intended for Oaks. Header won instead by Noguera. Popped up by Sanderson, but only as far as Matheson. Lindsay controls well. Nice switch left for Toulouse if Kika can win this one down. Up the line for Polars. Trying to touch it around Avant, but Avant shields her well and wins a throw. Takes it up the line. Here's Wilkinson. Throw for the Spirit off the turnover. Taking quickly for Oaks. Cutting inside is Polars. Chip now for Polars, but it's broken up. And a pretty clear handball there from Connie Polars.
I said it a little bit earlier. It just doesn't seem like Connie Pollar's day. Her first touch just doesn't seem to be there. And then a call like that against her.
Whitehill knocks it up the middle, intended for Noguera. She and Huster will battle. Noguera wins it in the end for Wilkinson. Switch left, intended for O'Reilly, headed down by Taylor. Falls to the feet of Kat Whitehill. She'll hit it hard up the left side. A little bit of backspin on it. It'll sit for O'Reilly on the inline. Going to work against Taylor. Cross back for Lohman. Lohman's shot is blocked. Breakers appealing for handball, not getting the call. Be interesting to see that one again later.
Holly King did
It
a
was
great
close.
job. She just kept running
Yeah.
through it and cleared it. Act like nothing happened. Got to do that sometimes.
Sanderson in tight spaces gives it away. The once and maybe future England international Leanne Sanderson after their rather quick exit from the European Championships. Ball played through by Lindsay, looking for the run of Oaks, but it's picked off instead by Whitehill. Catch chip up the left side. Nice ball for O'Reilly. If it'll sit for her, it will. O'Reilly on the left flank, marked by King this time. Cuts back on her right foot. Cross towards the penalty spot, towards Wilkinson. Her header towards the near post, towards Sanderson. And what a goal from Leanne Sanderson. A sliding shot from Sanderson. And from 1-0 down, the Boston Breakers lead 2-1 in the 42nd minute. And Danielle, that's not what the Spirit wanted to see in the last 5 minutes of this half.
Absolutely. I just said it 2 minutes ago. They have to be smart here in the last 5 minutes. But that's something, I'm not so sure if Julia Roberts slipped there or what happened, but she just got to keep putting a body in on Leanne Sanderson. Leanne Sanderson's quick. She'll get in behind you. She's got to be a little bit smarter there.
Sanderson, who played for the DC United women here last year, knows his field well.
Yes.
She now has a goal and 4 assists against the Spirit just this year. She has a goal and 3 assists against everybody else.
Yes. We seem to have her number.
Good assist as well on the play from Wilkinson just to kind of put it in a dangerous position. Sanderson did the rest. Avant and Polars now down behind the play. Avant's still down, and Polars is open on the left side calling for the ball, but the pass from Lindsay goes to the other side and is broken up. And the ball will be kicked out here as Avant finally gets to her feet. We'll see if she is able to continue in this one in the 43rd minute.
Avant and Polars got tangled up when the ball was 60 yards away from them. Not so sure what happened there.
Referee having a bit of a word with Pollers. Of course, the question is, can Pollers understand what she's saying? Her English is actually pretty good. I was chatting with her a little bit after the Seattle game 2 weeks ago. You can always see when she's on the road, at least the little bit I saw, she's always with Harris and Krieger, which makes sense. Two players that have played in Germany.
Right.
Ball drop back for Phillips.
Well, Krieger's fluent in German, so, I mean, can talk either language.
Sanderson for Avant. Seems to be none the worse for wear. Finds LaRue in space, but her first touch forces her to slow up a little bit. King. Back for Whitehill. Up the line for O'Reilly. Touches it around Taylor. Nice ball to herself from Heather O'Reilly. Wilkinson arriving hard at the penalty spot. Cross will come in past Wilkinson. Sanderson chests it down, takes the shot. Doesn't get enough on this one, and Harris will make the catch. That might have actually been an easier chance for Sanderson than the one she finished.
Yes, it was.
Still wasn't easy.
But again, I mean, the pace of the ball coming across, skipping across that grass is going to be definitely pretty hard to control, but that was a good attempt.
Punt from Harris. Over everybody. Avant will watch it skip back. Pollers will put token pressure on, but Phillips off her line. Into the final 30 seconds of normal time here in the first half. It's Boston 2 and Washington 1. The Spirit took the lead on an early goal from Diana Matheson, but a header from Ryan Noguera in the 5th minute, and then a finish a few minutes ago from Leanne Sanderson have the Breakers in the driver's seat in a game they have to have in 6th place right now in the league.
Yeah, they're going to come out blazing in their next couple of games to get the points that they need to get into that 4th playoff position.
Back for Phillips. Chip forward. Knocked on by Noguera, but given away to Lindsay off that. We'll have 2 minutes of stoppage time, which we're into right now here in the first half. Cross is blocked. Now Wilkinson. Noguera. Sanderson. Challenge from Toulouse. Both players go stumbling, and it ends up in Diana Matheson's feet. Chip up the right side into the path with Spencer, but too much on that one. Rolls out for a goal kick.
The Spirit should know this field by now. They played plenty of games on it this year. They should know those types of balls are not going to hold up. They're going to always go out of bounds.
Off the goal kick. Header won by Lohman over Lindsay. Left it comes for LaRue. Won by King in the back. Broken up, but kept alive by Oakes for Washington. Spencer with some nice footwork to find Lindsay. Her pass deflected, but picked up on the other end by Matheson, who works in Toulouse. Back for Huster. Switch left for Pollers, who pops the header up looking for Oakes, but it's won instead by Kian McNeil. Now Lohman for the Breakers. To LaRue.
You kind of see Connie Pollers throwing her body around here in the last few minutes. I think she's kind of frustrated with her play today, and you can kind of see how she's defending, just throwing herself around out there.
King. Lindsay. Now Roberts. Switch left into space for Pollers. Can she make amends now? And the flag is up on Pollers.
Yeah, she actually knew it. You could see she kind of stuttered step going forwards. She should be able to see that. She's all the way across. All she needs to do is simply just look across the line, take one step back, and she's on.
Free kick for the Breakers. Can't be too much more left in the 2 minutes of stoppage time here in the first half. Knocked up the side by Whitehill. Headed on by Wilkinson, the Canadian. Possession given away to Huster. Not enough muster on that one for Oakes. Avant will win it, take a tackle from Pollers, and draw the foul. As Pollers and Avant once again tangle up.
Pollers has to be careful. Some of the fouls that she's giving up are kind of dangerous.
LaRue. Now Noguera. And that'll do it for the first half. So, Danielle, a promising start for the Spirit as Diana Matheson scores less than a minute and a half into this game, but then things went downhill from there. Candace Chapman gets hurt. On the subsequent corner, Mariah Noguera scores, In the late in the half, Leanne Sanderson puts the Breakers in front 2-1.
Right. I mean, everything between that I thought was very good. I thought the Spirit was good defensively. Just keeping the ball in front of them, not really allowing Sydney LaRue to get in behind with her speed. They did a good job. But on that second goal, she's got to put her body in on Leanne Sanderson and not allow her to get that touch in the Spirit's own 6-yard box.
Spirit have taken a lot of knocks right now. Candace Chapman is on crutches right now as she leaves the field. So not good to see, as the Spirit have already had to make one substitution early. Holly King came in, did some good things, but also, as you would expect with a makeshift defense,
right.
Had some problems as well.
Yes, things are definitely going to break down. One thing I think, when I was watching them out there, they just need to do a little bit better job at staying together as a back line. Sometimes Holly King is getting a little bit pulled out because she's expecting that ball to be played to the strikers, and she's stepping a little bit too high. She just need to do a little bit better job at holding her line there. And keeping it nice and tight in the back.
Yeah, as the Spirit walk off the field, who's walking together? Ashlyn Harris, Lindsay Taylor, and Holly King.
Yeah, talking about what they need to do for the next half.
So with the score at the half, Boston 2 and Washington 1. We'll pause and be back in about 10 minutes with the second half. You're watching the NWSL on YouTube. Welcome back to the Maryland Soccerplex. Halftime just about over here. The Boston Breakers lead the Washington Spirit 2-1. Michael Minnick alongside Danielle Malagari. And started out, Danielle, with the Spirit ending a 905-minute drought from open play on Diana Matheson's goal. But then things went downhill. Candace Chapman gets hurt. Mariah Noguera scores. And late in the half, Leanna Sanderson scores. And the Breakers have the advantage after trailing by 1.
Right. Like I said earlier, in the middle 35 minutes, I thought the Spirit did a fantastic job defensively. They really haven't let Sydney LaRue get any looks on frame, which has been fantastic. But they got to be a little bit tougher in their own box. 2 of the goals, they've given up, one on a cross, on a corner kick, and the other, Leanne Sanderson just threw her body at the ball and was able to get a toe in. So they got to be a little bit tougher in and around the 6-yard box.
Tiffany McCarty stayed on the field to do some warm-ups after the end of the first half, so we don't see her quite yet, but pretty much we know we're going to see her in the second half because she and Warbus, the only 2 subs the Spirit have left, field player-wise. And down a goal, you think McCarty would be the logical attacking move.
Yes.
Here's Huster. Chip now for Matheson, who heads it into the path of Oakes. Overlapping now is Polars. Oakes will drop it back for Matheson. Now Lindsay. Double teamed by Sanderson and O'Reilly, and draws a foul there. I'm not really sure for what, but play on now.
That was a pretty weak foul.
And they're going to make her take it again, I believe.
The ball was still moving when Lori Lindsay kicked it, so it's a restart.
Huster will tee it up. Chip towards the penalty spot, towards Oakes. Just popped up in the box. Still loose in the box. Now headed out and cleared by Noguera, but only as far as Toulouse will try the shot from deep. And an on-to-Hobbit rebound. And just a step away from that is Spencer. Is actually Phillips spilled a big rebound, but not quite big enough.
That was a fantastic shot by Kika Toulouse there. That was very, very good. And it was a good follow by Spencer. Phillips did a good job to jump on top of it after she wasn't able to hold on to the first one.
LaRue draws a foul free kick for the Breakers. Yeah, I don't think this is quite what the Dutch meant with this total football, where you have forwards playing defender, defenders taking good shots on goal.
Yes.
Everybody playing all kinds of positions for this Washington Spirit team.
At this point, why not, right? Got nothing to lose.
Free kick for Whitehill. Touched by O'Reilly. King there to clean up and knock it out for a throw. O'Reilly for Sanderson, who scored the winning goal as things stand now in a 2-1 game. Nice sliding shot from Ryan Wilkinson's pass. Oakes broken up by a tackle from Lohman. Drop back to McNeil, who chips it forward under pressure from Matheson. Header won by Roberts, but Taylor has to back off and concede possession to Sanderson. Sanderson playing it for O'Reilly. Missing the tackle is Taylor. O'Reilly in the box, plays it on the floor. Cleared. Second chance. A shot from Lohman. Stopped by Harris. By her hand, by her foot, and then finally finished. The Breakers have taken the 3-1 lead now on Rion Wilkinson's goal in the 48th minute.
I'm actually shocked that the referee allowed that to be a goal. It looked like Ashlyn Harris had a hand on that, but Ashlyn doesn't seem to be arguing, so maybe it was. From up here, it looked like she had something on that. It's unfortunate because Ashlyn Harris has been so fantastic.
It seems like Harris got the hand on it first. Right. Then it went to her foot.
Right.
So it had to have been the opposite order. I think definitely you call that dangerous play.
Yes.
But because it was kind of on her feet, I think it might have been fair game for Wilkinson.
Yes. Yep, she didn't have a hand on it, so it is a live ball.
So Wilkinson having a nice match. Assisted on the second goal, scores the third for the Breakers, and what a difference 45 minutes have made. The Spirit have gone from leading by 1 to trailing by 2.
I mean, the rain has played a little bit of a factor tonight. The balls, some of the shots that are being taken are just really skipping in there. Ashlyn Harris did a fantastic job at stopping that first shot. It just kind of bobbled a little bit. She was not able to get a hand on that second ball.
But it started really with Sanderson being allowed to have possession that far up.
Yes.
Taylor was kind of unsure what to do, left her, and that gave Sanderson time and space to make the initial pass. Oakes. Cleared by McNeil forward. Now won by Roberts. Here's Taylor. Spencer against King. Gets the cross off towards the top of the 18, headed out by Boston. Second ball hops over the head of Roberts. And now Sanderson will start the attack with a good ball to LaRue's feet.
That was a very good turn by Spencer there, but Boston's very organized defensively. Had about 6 numbers in the box on that Spencer cross.
O'Reilly can't quite save that ball on the near sideline, out for a Spirit throw in the 50th minute. Throw up the line, one by King. Now Matheson steals, plays for Spencer. Pass goes off the leg of King for a throw. Seems to, unfortunately for Spirit fans, been a theme for us. The Spirit have done some good things, but
right.
They scored the goal, had some good attacking stuff in the first half, but they've allowed 3 the other way unanswered now.
Unfortunately, it's kind of been the story of the season for the Spirit.
Out for a throw for Oaks. Now Matheson. Roberts, blocked by Whitehill. Roberts took a second try, drops it back for Huster. Third time this year the Spirit have conceded 3 goals or more. Second time against Boston. Polars playing it outside for Oaks. Coming all the way back is Avant. She'll knock it out for a throw-in. Good burst of speed from Avant. As Oaks looked like she had some space on that left side, and suddenly she didn't.
Yes, that was a very good recovery there.
Throw for Polars on the edge of the 18, trying to turn and find a pass, but McNeil knocks her off the ball and clears. Another Spirit throw-in in front of the VIP section on that side, seated field level. Up the line for Oaks, who tries to turn Avant, but again Avant with a nice burst, takes a bump there and draws the foul.
You can see the frustration of the Spirit really coming into play on some of these things that they're creating these fouls. I mean, that was pretty an unnecessary foul. Locked in her own corner. Let's see what she can do to try to get it out, but Stephanie Oaks.
Jasmine Avant was picked up as a free agent back on June 28th, cut by the Portland Thorns. We saw her play a little bit as a substitute when Portland was here, and she played well, but didn't quite find the playing time, and she certainly has in Boston. Her 7th straight start, and she's played well at right back today. Polars shielding against Noguera, plays it up the line behind Oaks, and a foul there, a free kick for the Spirit in the 52nd minute. 3-1 Boston is Diana Matheson's early goal has been answered by Mariah Noguera, Leanne Sanderson, and Rion Wilkinson. King. Again, forced into action when Candace Chapman had to leave 8 minutes in with an injury. Huster. Loose, trying to work with Polars, but it's knocked out temporarily. Picked up again by Huster. She'll try the through ball from deep, looking for Matheson, but the ball was behind her. I think she would have been offside anyway.
Yes.
Had that.
She didn't even go for it.
Goes out for a goal kick. Mark Parsons talked after the Seattle game 2 weeks ago about how one bad pass or one little touch can affect a team's momentum. And I think the Chapman injury was deflating for this team, because it led to a goal, but I think they had some momentum after that first goal. Then Chapman goes down. She can't continue. You're playing a player down. Things slow down. You give up a goal, and things have kind of snowballed from there.
Right. I mean, with Chapman going down, now, going off the field on crutches, it's almost like the Spirit players are like, well, now what? Now what do we do? There's a lot of things just not going their way, but I like the battling mentality that they've had in these last couple of matches.
Spencer trying to shake King. Cross comes in towards the far post, too tall for Polars and Oaks. Polars will pick it up on the left side and restart the attack.
That was very good work by Spencer there. Polars was in just a tad bit early.
What a serve from Toulouse into the 6, looking for Lindsay, but it's caught by Phillips. And you talked about it earlier, Danielle, a busy stretch coming up for the Spirit, and if you can't get 1 or 2 of those 4 injured defenders back, it's going to be even tougher.
Yes, it will be. Let's hope the injured players are taking care of themselves and doing what they need to do to get themselves back out there.
Switch from LaRue left, looking for O'Reilly as she's bothered Taylor all game. Touches it around her again, but this time King's there to hit it with a shin towards the near side. Taylor now for Lindsay, who loses the handle but recovers. Roberts left for Polars. Matheson making the short run. She'll get it. Marked by Avant. And Avant again showing some nice speed to get to that ball and shepherd it out for a goal kick.
I sometimes think the play of the Spirit going forward is a little bit too predictable. Like I said in the first half, they don't have anybody coming and checking to the ball. They're always just looking to go forward, and serve end line. They got to be a little bit more creative on the ball and try to get some shots from the top of the 18 rather than going forward and looking to get that cross.
And on the goal, that strategy worked because you had 3-on-3, you had space. You could make some straight runs and just make the defense commit.
There's tons of space on that Diana Matheson goal. But right now, Boston's doing a good job at dropping back and recovering and getting numbers in behind.
And forcing a turnover there from Toulouse for a throw-in. 55th minute here, seemed to be the 56th. It's 3-1 Boston here at the Maryland Soccer Bucks. Michael Minnick alongside Danielle Malagary. Spirit led 1-0 early in Diana Matheson's goal, but Mariah Noguera canceled that out, and then Leanne Sanderson and Rion Wilkinson added to the damage. LaRue back for Wilkinson. Now Sanderson. Drop for McNeil. And we were watching warm-ups earlier, and Robin Gale was participating in a reduced fashion. She was at least passing the ball around and moving some, which was good to see. She did have that knee wrapped.
Right.
Allie Krieger was passing from the outside. Of course, her problems aren't with her feet, but with her head, with the concussion. I didn't see Presley warming up that much. Did you see if she was out there?
No, she was in her sneakers over here on the sideline. She was doing nothing.
Cross towards the middle. Woman takes a bump there. Referee will point to the penalty spot, and Boston can make it 4-1 here. Ashlyn Harris is not happy. Giving a word to the official, still yelling at the official. And I think she might be a sentence away from a yellow card right now.
Wouldn't it be the first time this season she would have gotten one?
It'll be Heather O'Reilly taking the penalty. Boston actually missed a PK in their 3-0 win against the Spirit at home. That's the only penalty they've taken this year. So 0 for 1. Harris has done well against takes from the spot. Opponent's just 1 of 3 against the Spirit goalkeeper this year on penalties. So it's O'Reilly looking for a 4th goal against Harris, looking for a 3rd penalty save. Whistle blows. And O'Reilly's penalty is in the near corner. Harris went the other way, and Heather O'Reilly has made it 4 in a row for the Breakers. They lead 4-1 in the 57th minute.
It's just frustrating. The Spirit, they really work incredibly hard, but they just have been very unlucky this season. That PK, I don't really think, yes, it was in the box, but I don't really think it was necessarily a fantastic goal-scoring opportunity. Lindsay Taylor throwing a shoulder in there didn't really take a goal away from them on that. So, you can kind of argue if it was a PK or not. It's just unfortunate. Spirit are getting very unlucky there.
Spirit will use their 2nd sub. Tiffany McCarty was even before that goal, but coming in now for Jasmine Spencer, so it looks like Lindsay Taylor's going to push up as well. So they'll go 3 in the back. Might as well, down 4-1. You got to create some offense to get back in this game.
Why not?
They'll immediately try and play it for Taylor on the right flank, but King there stepped quicker to knock it out for the throw-in. So now it's Toulouse, Huster, and King as your back 3. Throw it towards Oaks, deflects off of her. Cross comes in and out of bounds. Goal kick for the Breakers in the 59th minute.
That was a pretty desperate cross there by Stephanie Oaks. Her body was kind of falling away from the goal. I think she should have just looked to keep it a little bit more with Lindsay Taylor out on the flank there. Try to knock it around a little bit, create something else.
So that's 3 goals in about a 15-minute span for Boston, dating back to the first half when Sanderson gave them the lead. King steals it for Lindsay. Now Toulouse. Left for McCarty, her first touch of the match. Goes off of Avant. I think it hit her hand on the way through, but they'll give a throw in. Pullers for Roberts. Back again for Pullers, trying to play it for Oaks, but Whitehill steps in and clears it away. LaRue with a nice touch to work it wide right. Here's Wilkinson, who scored the 3rd goal for the Breakers, pushing forward. Sanderson And LaRue in support. LaRue gets it, switches it left for O'Reilly. Against King, steps it by Holly King. King trying to hustle back. LaRue in the middle as O'Reilly steps in into the box. Left foot across comes in and is blocked by the sliding Julia Roberts. Corner for the Breakers will come from the left side in the 60th minute.
Holly King just needs to be a little bit more patient defensively, especially against Heather O'Reilly there. Heather O'Reilly's tricky. She's quick. She'll go end line, look to serve it. Holly King just needs to hold her ground a little bit better there.
Especially in a three-back. You have to be a lot more careful in a three-back.
Can't just dive in there.
O'Reilly, who scored the 4th Boston goal from the penalty spot minutes ago, will take this corner. She already has an assist as well. That came on Noguera's goal to tie the game in the 5th minute. Chip comes in. Again, it's Noguera and LaRue in the mix. Pass is blocked, and the shot off of Whitehill will be a corner. I believe, no, they're going to say a goal kick. Whitehill thought it was deflected on the way through, and so did I.
Yeah.
Be a goal kick. 61st minute. Breakers needing this game. A win here would put them on 23 points and put them ahead of Chicago for now. The Red Stars have a match in hand, which will be at Portland on Sunday, 7 o'clock. That game on Fox Soccer. I'm sure Jode Winfield will be rocking for that one.
Yes, it will.
Huster. Whistle here. Against the Spirit. Free kick for the Breakers.
I think some of the words that the Spirit have been giving the referee in the second half is definitely going to sway some of the calls that she's making.
Whitehill's chip up the right side for Wilkinson. Touches it past Toulouse. Now in the box. Wilkinson's cross is deflected and picked up by Lori Lindsay, who will just watch it go for Huster, who gives it right away back. Lohman now for Wilkinson. Cross comes in. LaRue is wide open, but there's a reason the flag is up.
Yes.
Free kick for the Spirit, who were actually even at the half on shots with the Breakers, 6-6, but it's gone wrong for them in this half as Boston has doubled their scoring output since the break on goals from Rion Wilkinson and Heather O'Reilly. O'Reilly's goal come from the penalty spot. So turn a 2-1 halftime score into a 4-1 lead here in the 62nd minute. Taylor trying to change that, working up the right side. Good tackle coming back from Noguera, knocks it out for a throw-in. Roberts. Matheson. Splits 2 defenders, looking for options, drops it for Roberts. Up the line it comes for Taylor. Taylor's right footed cross comes in low and he's easily picked by Whitehill, who clears it forward for Sanderson. Now Wilkinson will switch it again for LaRue. Skips by her foot. Now King will push forward. Looking for Oakes. It's broken out by King. Whitehill will clear it forward. And a good ball, too, as Matheson does just enough to break that up and pin it for O'Reilly.
She got that foot up there.
LaRue once more. She gets it on the left side. Beautiful cross towards the far post. Wilkinson's header across the face of goal is blocked by Huster. What a ball from LaRue.
Yes, that was a fantastic ball.
Interesting, too, that the Breakers have scored 4 goals and sitting LaRue doesn't have any of them.
Yes, I was actually just thinking the same thing. Great minds think alike, Michael.
Ball up the line for Oakes. Cuts back on Avant, dodges the tackle, tries the shot from deep, and it's high and wide.
With the shot that Stephanie Oakes pinged off the crossbar earlier tonight, why not take that shot?
Right. Oakes has been very unlucky enough to score this year. Actually led the team in shots on goal entering tonight's game, but didn't have a goal to her name. Noguera with a rare bad touch. She's had a really good match in that defensive midfield spot. Gives away a throw to Taylor. Oakes for Lindsay. Left it comes from McCarty on the edge of the box. Marked by Jasmine Avant. McCarty will go to work. Avant stands her ground well, gets a foot in, and the Spirit will have a corner. I believe just their second of the match. It'll be Lindsay jogging over to take it in the 64th minute. 4-1 Boston. Spirit trying to score multiple goals for the first time since their win over Seattle back on May the 16th.
Let's see what Holly King size can do here on this corner.
5'9". Ball comes in towards Oaks, headed out. Second ball fall for Matheson. Her volley gets through a couple of bodies, but is picked off by a white shirt and cleared. Toulouse playing safety will drop it back for Harris, who just volleys it clear as that pass I think was a little bit harder than she wanted it, and she's not too happy.
But if I was Kika Toulouse and turned and saw Sydney LaRue running at me at that pace, I probably would have played the same exact ball.
Wilkinson. Switching sides from the right side where she's played most of this match and has been effective with a goal and an assist. Drops it now for O'Reilly. Overlapping now is Jasmine Avant. O'Reilly again. Lohman. Now Whitehill. Stolen away by Polars. To the feet of Oaks. Now to Matheson. Matheson charging up the middle, looking for her second of the match. Plays it through, looking for Polars, and really nobody making that run forward as Polars wanted to go left and the ball went right.
Yes. I mean, that ball is really hard to get on the end of, especially at the top of the box. Keeper's going to read that and definitely come out every single time.
The Breakers are playing fast. I mean,
Yes,
that was
they
a quick
are.
punt. Up 3 goals. They want to go up 4 goals. You do want to see that sense of urgency when you're fighting for a playoff spot, but I think for the 3-goal lead, you don't necessarily need to push the tempo unless you really see something that you can exploit.
Yes.
McCarty for Matheson. Steps by Lohman. Crosses it towards Oaks, headed out by King. Second ball falls for Lindsay. Roberts flicks it on Polars, trying to turn in the box, but that was McNeil, stood her ground very well. And now the Boston Breakers will regroup. Sanderson. For LaRue. Nice step and one from Huster.
Very good read there by Huster.
Steps by a second defender. Now Huster will try the left-footed cross towards Oaks. It's too tall for her. Comes all the way through. Taylor will try and recover, but will run out of space. Throw in deep will be for the Spirit. That ball was deflected on the way through apparently. Lindsay's left-footed ball, a beauty! And that was intended for Polars and McCarty both, but Kia McNeil with a vital header. Now Noguera. LaRue.
I like the sense of urgency here for the Spirit. They're still throwing numbers forward, trying to, even though they're 3 goals down, they're still going forward, looking to put something in the back of the net. But this sense of urgency has to come when they're up 1-0. Continue to have that.
Ball played through intended for McCarty, but she can't run it down. Out for a throw-in for the Breakers in the 68th minute. Again, if you're just joining us, the Breakers have scored 4 straight goals since Diana Matheson's second-minute goal. It was Noguera and Sanderson in the first half, and then Wilkinson and O'Reilly from the spot in the second half. Oaks for McCarty. Turning her body across. It's a good one towards Polars, but headed out. Second ball falls for Lindsay. Trying to play it on the floor for Matheson, but Lohman with a nice break up there. Back for Phillips, who just knocks it high with Polars in the vicinity. Out for a Spirit throw.
Spirit's having a hard time breaking down the back 6 of the Breakers. The Breakers are doing a great job of getting numbers in behind the ball and just keeping it in front of them, not allowing the Spirit to create anything at the top of the box.
Oaks crosses it in for Polars, whose first touch is heavy, but she recovers on the other side. Good tackle from Whitehill, though, to win it away. And again, the Breakers will dodge the bullet. Toulouse for Huster. Kaya Simon getting instructions that the Breakers might put some more attacking talent on the field. But first across from Oaks, gets all the way through. Polars was there again.
Sometimes the runs for the Spirit are too deep. Sometimes they're not. They're not even in the box yet. Tiffany McCarty should have been on the end of that.
Like the Bears porridge, but we haven't found the just right one yet.
Right. It's a good one.
Not really. But we'll move on from that. Throw it for the Spirit here in the 70th minute. So Lewis will take. Back heel into the path of McCarty, and she is offside. McCarty has seen a lot of the ball on that left side since coming on for Jasmine Spencer. Has gotten herself in some dangerous spots, but hasn't really directed a shot on goal yet. King heads it down to the path of Taylor, who has resumed a more attacking role after starting at defender in this game. Plays it up the line for Oakes. Oakes unable to save that one. Out for a goal kick in the 70th minute. Breakers still have not made a change, and why would they? They've looked very good since conceding the early goal to Diana Matheson. I think especially, and you would expect this against some inexperienced outside backs, I think Wilkinson and O'Reilly, whatever side they've been on, have been very dangerous.
Yes, they have been. They've done a very good job at getting in line and looking to serve that ball across.
Both have a goal and an assist to their names. And King goes flying in there. Foul will go against King as she went over the top of Stephanie Oakes and the side of Stephanie Oakes.
I'm not so sure why King is even arguing that. That was a pretty blatant foul.
Matheson waving everybody forward for this free kick that Lindsay will take. King and Huster are two of your better targets, so I think that's a sensible precaution.
Lori Lindsay just needs to do a very good job at driving it kind of far and high.
Like that.
It's a fantastic ball.
Huster's header is just wide.
Just like that. She must have heard me.
Kaya Simon will come on now in the 72nd minute for Boston, their first sub of the game. And a deserved break for Rion Wilkinson.
Yeah, she was very, very good today. She did a lot of good things out there for Boston.
Judging by the spot, it looks like they caught a foul on that play, Danielle. The free kick's coming from right outside of the box.
Not so sure what it was.
But Huster was farther up than that, so it must have been off the ball.
Yeah.
Huster headed that ball maybe 14, 15 yards from goal, not right on the edge of the 18. Nice work from Nagara once again to find the sub Simon. Back for McNeil. And now Phillips. Back comes Aru, and she did it from an offside position. Free kick for the Spirit in the 73rd minute.
She's so quick, I couldn't even tell that she came from offsides.
Chip forward by Huster. Now Lohman. Through now for LaRue. Tackle again from Huster, who's had a good match despite the 4 goals on the board against the Spirit.
I wish the Spirit could just clone a few more, get a few more Husters out there.
Oakes pressured by King. Trying to turn the corner, does so well. Cross comes in towards the far post, towards Pollers. Her header is in! Connie Pollers, first goal for the Washington Spirit off a beautiful cross from Stephanie Oakes, and now it's 4-2 in the 73rd minute.
Why not have your first goal be like that? That was fantastic. I'm over here clapping. Okay, that was very, very good work by Connie Pollers. Stephanie Oakes did a fantastic job at getting in line and serving that across. That was good work from the two of them.
After a very physical battle with King to get to that point.
Yes. Let's hope the floodgates open now for Connie Pollers. Come on, Connie Pollers. See what you got.
Tell you what, another goal makes this game very interesting right now at 4-2.
Yep.
Now the Breakers have to play with a little bit more urgency. Nagara goes down in a heap and draws the foul on Tiffany McCarty, who throws her hands up in protest.
Yeah, there definitely was not a lot of contact there. That was a dangerous ball to play into the middle of the field anyways with pressure on her back.
Donna Matheson offering a hand up to Nagara, who's much bigger than her, but able to lift her up.
Everyone's much bigger than Diana Matheson.
That's true. Now McNeil gives it away to Matheson, who plays it for Oaks. Oaks looking for a third assist. Plays it up the side for Matheson, but this one too far.
Seems to be a newfound energy out there. Even though the Spirit never gave up, there's just a little bit more energy after that goal.
And this is where you wish you had a little bit more of a bench, because Warbus is a good player, but she's not the kind of player you want to bring in down 2 goals to try and find you a third.
Right.
Ball played out wide for McCarty. McCarty's cross comes in towards Pollers, who can't bring it down in the box this time, and it's cleared by McNeil. Step from King. Confuses LaRue, and now a hard challenge there. Down in a heap is Huster. Lindsay wants a card on that.
Yes, I think that is very deserving of a yellow card. That was out of pure frustration. Sydney LaRue's knee came straight up into Tori Huster.
Tori Huster's limping now, and Spirit already down 4 defenders. Would really hate to lose Tori Huster at this point. Looks like she's going to play through it. Toulouse. Charging forward up the middle is Kika Toulouse. Lays it off for Lindsay. Lindsay's left-footed ball intended for Matheson is blocked. Now O'Reilly will turn upfield. Play it to the feet of Sanderson. Ball played through for LaRue. LaRue is in if she can get a touch here as Huster and King come back. LaRue in the box. Right-footed shot. Tried to place it far post and missed it.
That was a great opportunity. She got in behind the Spirit defense. Her body was just kind of going one way as she was trying to play the other. She kind of mishit it a little bit.
76th minute. It's 4-2 Boston. Goals by Matheson and Pollers bookending 4 strikes for the Breakers. Oaks upfield. Pollers wants it at her feet. Instead it'll come wide for Matheson. Matheson working towards that right side. Going against King, cuts back in the box, loses her footing, and cleanly, the referee says, is cleared.
They're not going to get a call on that.
No, I agree. Now Huster chips it forward looking for Pollers, but it's blocked by McNeil.
I don't necessarily think Matheson was even looking for a call on that. She knew it was a clean foul.
The crowd wanted it, but nobody in red did. Ball through for Sanderson, who's got lots of time and space. LaRue waiting at the far post. Sanderson now in the box. Takes the shot, and is blocked by Harris and cleared by Taylor. Sanderson slipped when she took that shot, or else that probably was targeted for the far corner.
Yeah. I think Boston just needs to be smarter here. They don't really need to throw numbers forward like they are. They're winning by 2 goals right now. They just got to be smart.
Yeah, and you've got the perfect forward in Sydney LaRue to play the counterattacking style with one forward.
Absolutely.
But from an entertainment perspective, this has been a very good game. 6 goals, a shot off the crossbar, a couple good chances both ways that haven't gone in.
Couple chippy fouls.
Now Sanderson in the box. She'll try again. This time it's blocked by Huster. High ball, one in the air by LaRue, and a diving save from Harris keeps that one out. Punched it with her hands at the near post off the low header from Sydney LaRue, who wants to get in on the act. As we said, they've scored 4 goals, and their leading scorer doesn't have one.
Lloyd Yaxley, the goalkeeper coach for the Spirit, was talking to me a little bit earlier before the game, saying I have all the confidence in the world in Ashlyn Harris, and she's proven herself time and time again. She's come up with some really big saves tonight for the Spirit.
Carmelita Moscato is getting instructions. She might be the defensive barrier, but before that, we see a punch from Harris, headed out by King, kept alive by LaRue. Couple players now losing the box. Shot taken and a goal in for the Breakers. It's 5-2. I don't believe Kat Whitehill got on the end of that one.
See, that's something where the Spirit just need to do anything humanly possible to get that ball out of the box. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a clean clearance. It just has to get out of danger. And they've struggled with that. Their clearances have not been that great this season.
So in the 79th minute, it's 5-2. We're still waiting for the official word on the goal. I think Kat got it, though. I think I saw a 4 flash in and get a right foot on that one. Kat's smiling about it, so I think she's going to claim it anyway. But again, Harris is making that first save.
Yes.
But then the second ball is not getting cleared.
Yes.
It's getting buried in the net.
And they've struggled. The Spirit have struggled with that through the season. Some of their botched clearances have led to goals. They just need to focus in and around their 18-yard box and just get it out of there.
Carmelita Moscato will give Mariah Noguera a break here in the 79th minute. We're still waiting to find out who scored that 5th goal. King now for Roberts. Now for Toulouse. I believe the last time that we saw a professional game here where a team scored 5 goals, Cat Whitehill finished that game in goal as Aaron McLeod was injured against FC Gold Pride.
Oh, wow.
The Freedom were out of subs.
Going
Cat
back.
put the goalkeeping jersey on, and Tiffany Milbert chipped her old national team teammate from 25 yards out to score the 5th goal for FC Gold
Wow.
Pride. O'Reilly now for LaRue, who still hasn't scored in this game. LaRue going forward against Houston. Now in the box, off her line comes Harris, and she'll make the diving save.
Something I love about Ashton Harris, she never gives up on herself or her team. She gets frustrated at times, but she always continues to come up big for them.
They will give the goal to Cat Whitehill unassisted, so Cat scoring her first goal of the season. Challenge there, and Oaks slow to get up. As once again, Julie King has somehow managed not to get a card in this game. Cleared by Phillips. Simon now back. Here's Moscato's first touch as a chip up the far side. And the flag up there. Ball did go out of bounds for a Spirit throw in the 81st minute.
Looks like we'll have Lupita Warbis coming in for the Spirit here.
Third and final change for the Spirit, who have no other field players on their bench. Nice ovation for Warbis. Free kick by Toulouse forward, chested down by Polars. Crossed now by McCarty, headed by Whitehill, and now cleared forward. Simon for LaRue. Opening up left is O'Reilly. Ball will come towards her. And this time, hit a little bit too hard. It'll roll it for a goal kick. And we'll see Warbis. Julia Roberts will make way. So really a straight change there in the center of midfield.
I think as the season has gone on, Julia Roberts has gotten better for the Spirit. I think the first couple games, I wouldn't call it shaky, I think her inexperience showed. And she's definitely grown as a player over the course of the season.
Ashlyn Harris took the goal kick a little bit too quickly, and the referee better take it again. And Harris pretty much said, well, why? And then she gets the ball back, does Zedrin, well, are you ready now? And then she kicks the ball. Obviously very frustrated.
Right.
Having given up 5, and she's played well again,
yes,
giving up 5.
Yes.
Lohman. Back from McNeil. So let me see if I can recap this. We had Matheson, then Noguera, then Sanderson, 2-1 at the half. Then the third goal was scored by Wilkinson. Fourth goal was a penalty from O'Reilly. Then the Spirit got back within 2 on the headed goal by Connie Polars, and then it was Cat Whitehill making it 5-2.
Yes.
How'd I do?
Very well done.
Foul here against O'Reilly, pushing Taylor in the back.
I mean, at the beginning, before the game, we even talked about all we want to see is goals from the run of play. And we've seen that from, we've seen 7
6
of them.
Right now. Yeah. 6 of them from the run of play and 1 from the penalty spot.
But we wanted to see more of them from the Spirit.
This is just the second time the Spirit have scored more than 1 this year. The other one being their only win, 4-2 at Seattle. Different result today, trailing 5-2 in the 83rd minute. Matheson's throw for Polars. Now to Oaks, trying to turn. Still on the ball is Oaks, making the run back is Matheson. Instead, a chip towards the middle. Off her line is Phillips, and the flag was up anyway on Tiffany McCarty.
I thought, I didn't even see the flag from here. I thought they were going to call a foul on Tiffany McCarty, but it was offsides instead.
No, I mean, McCarty was in her space. I mean, she didn't jump for that ball. No. She just tried to head it, and Phillips came in, and punched it.
Yeah.
Which is her right, too.
Right.
Sanderson goes down, and a foul against Kika Toulouse in the 84th minute. Free kick for the Breakers, so lead 5-2.
No sense in arguing calls anymore. I don't think they're going to get any for the rest of this game.
I think maybe the more incredible part of this game, besides the 7 goals, is we haven't seen a card yet in this game. It's been a physical game.
Yes, it has been.
Whitehill will just touch it back to McNeil. Now Moscato. He was acquired in a trade from Chicago for Adriano Leon. Trade that has really jump-started Chicago, as Leon has played well for them.
Yes.
Moscato hasn't quite fit in quite as much for Boston since coming over. A few substitute appearances. Polars for Lindsay. Right for Taylor. Taylor trying to shake O'Reilly, and a tackle from O'Reilly knocks it out. It'll be a corner for the Spirit in the 85th minute. How about an 8th goal? The game hasn't seen enough scoring.
Why not?
Lindsay will take from the near side. Outswinging ball from the right foot. And a good one towards the 6. Headed by a player in red who's still down. I believe that was King. Kept alive now by Lindsay, who will try the cross in towards the 6. And Phillips makes a nice catch in traffic. Polars was the target, looking for her second headed goal of the game.
Spirit have yet to be dangerous on set pieces this season. I think that's something they should continue to work on into next year as well.
Well, so you need size, you need goal scoring.
Yeah.
Is that Walmbacher available? Can we maybe get her?
Yeah. Let's call her up.
I'm sure Western New York will give it to us for a pittance.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Low price. Knocked out by King for a throw-in. Matheson charging forward, but loses possession. O'Reilly will hoof it forward, but out of the run of LaRue for a throw-in in the 87th minute. Maddie Evans has her papers. She'll be the 3rd sub for Boston if time allows. Ball play through looking for Polars. McNeil with a heavy touch there, and Phillips has to come off her line and knock it clear.
County Polars was right there. If she could have just gotten a toe in, I think it could have been in the back of the net.
We'll see Evans now before this set piece. And Leanne Sanderson, who had another good match against her former hometown team, will come off.
Taking her time.
Sanderson gave the Breakers the lead, probably for good with her goal to make it
Yes.
2-1 late in the first half. Nice sliding goal.
Got a toe in past Ashlyn Harris.
Be a nice long highlight reel for you to watch in a couple of days. 7 goals. She'll be on there. Corner for the Spirit. Again, it'll be Lindsay targeting. Good ball in for Huster, but it's headed out. Huster was going to have a free header there for a second, and then Boston player adjusted her run just enough to get a header clear. Early ball from Toulouse. Headed on by King. Looking for McCarty. Headed instead by Moscato. Kept alive by King. And dropped for Oaks. Oaks can't find the handle and it goes out. So now you've got Werbis playing center field with King all the way forward. McCarty loses possession. Evans trying to duck her way out of trouble. Clears it off of McCarty. Be a goal kick in the 89th minute.
I think in that previous play with King all the way up on the left flank, I would have rather seen her send a cross in with her left foot. The Spirit definitely had players in the box. I think something could have been created off of that, but she decided to go backwards, and then they lose it, and off they go with a goal kick for Breakers.
Matheson for Oaks. Well, Lori Lindsay can't keep it alive, and now O'Reilly away into space for LaRue. LaRue trying to shake Huster. Drops it back. Here's Simon running forward against Lindsay Taylor. Squares it looking for O'Reilly, but it's broken up by Werbis, who finds Lori Lindsay. Now Matheson. Right it comes for Oaks. Good move by Oaks to try and get around King. Now working towards the end line is Stephanie Oaks. Cutting back on her left foot. Now on her right, she's double teamed. Gets another good cross in, and it's caught by Phillips. Oaks' best match of the year, I think.
Yes, absolutely. I was saying earlier, I liked her up as that target striker, but she's done a very good job on the right flank in the second half here.
Assisted on Polar's goal to make it 4-2. Kat Whitehill has added an insurance goal for Boston since then to make it 5-2. Kat switches it right to work in Simon. Making the run is the indefatigable O'Reilly, but she loses the handle that time to Warbus. Matheson gives it away to Simon. Now O'Reilly will play it again for Simon. Wide it comes. Early cross in low. Cleared by King. Second try for Boston here in the 90th minute. Stolen away by Toulouse. And a push there from Toulouse. And how the assistant referee did not see that, I do not know.
I know. But he called the initial foul. I think that push was just out of frustration.
But you gotta do something there, right? I mean, she shoved her.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that's not a card. 3 minutes of stoppage time, which we're into right now.
Probably has something to do with the 7 goals.
Maybe. 4 in this half.
Yeah.
O'Reilly trying to turn, had Simon open for a second, but was forced back by good defending from Warbus and King. Tug now, and there they will call the foul on Polars, who's also lucky enough to be in the book at some point today.
Yes, she had a couple of fouls in the first half, I think, out of frustration, and that was not necessary. Really uncalled for.
Free kick for the Breakers in stoppage time, 5-2 Boston. Switch to O'Reilly as the Breakers will just milk some clock here. Lohman. King. Lohman again. Taylor. Sliding win from O'Reilly for Lohman. Nice pass for Simon. But a tackle win from King will get possession back to Boston. And the other King, Julie, who plays it up the left side for Simon. Simon's cross comes in low, blocked by Huster, who keeps it in and slides it away, but only as far as O'Reilly. Boston will try it again. Push now for Lohman. To the feet of LaRue. Switched wide right now for Evans. Cross comes into the 6 and caught by Ashlyn Harris.
I'm not so sure why Boston is gunning forward right now. They already have the 3-goal lead. They just need to keep the ball and see this game out.
Ball over the top for Oaks now. Polars making the run. Matheson charging in as well. Oaks will hold it and look for options. Plays it in low looking for Polars, and it's blocked. Second try now for Oaks in the far corner. Marked by Kia McNeil. She'll drop it for McCarty. McCarty on her right foot. Will switch it towards Polars. Header one instead in the middle by Whitehill. And a long volley from Warbus will go wide.
Kia McNeil and Kat Whitehill have been fantastic in the center back there for the Boston Breakers. They've won pretty much every single long ball that has been served by the Spirit.
Well, you compare and contrast. You've got McNeil and Whitehill, veterans of multiple professional leagues on one side, and then you've got Holly King and Tori Huster, 2 midfielders on the other side.
Yes, very different.
Lindsay, over the top, looking again for Polars, who is tracked by McNeil, and Phillips will come off her line and bring it down. Can't be much more or less than this 3 minutes of stoppage time here. King now. O'Reilly. Back again for King. O'Reilly seems like she's willing to slow the game down a little bit. It's just the rest of the team's not playing along. Ball over the top for LaRue. We'll keep it alive. Cleared out by King for a throw-in. And that'll do it. So a lot of scoring, but another loss for the Washington Spirit, who now go to 11 games without a win, falling to the Boston Breakers tonight 5-2.
Quite the entertaining match with 7 goals. It was very exciting, especially for Spirit fans to see 2 goals come for them in the run of play. We haven't seen that in a very long time. I guess the last one was against Seattle?
Was against Seattle.
Okay.
Right.
So, obviously they're able to put a ball in the back of the net right now, but they have some mental lapses defensively, and that's because there's a lot of inexperience in that back line.
Something that just occurred to me, Danielle. It's been a couple weeks since an American has scored for the Spirit, because it's been Matheson and Polars.
Oh, gosh.
Tonight.
Yeah.
You have to go back to that Seattle game.
Many of the goals from the spot.
But one of those Americans on this team, Stephanie Oakes, I thought had her best match.
Yes.
Assisted on both goals to Matheson early and to Connie Pollers later.
Yes, she has had a fantastic match. I liked her up top in the center in the 4-3-3, and then she also did a very good job on the width on the right flank. And even at the end of the game, you saw on the left flank as well. She was all over the place tonight, and I think she had a fantastic game.
Big picture, this was the game we've been saying it all day. This is the game Boston had to have.
Yes.
And they responded very well to falling behind early.
Yes, they did. I mean, they definitely could have shut themselves down going down 1-0 in the first minute and a half of the game, but they fought back. They got a goal within 3 minutes and just continued from there. They did a great job.
Other big picture stuff. Chapman joins the list of walking wounded.
Right.
Krieger doesn't start this game. Gale doesn't start this game. Presley doesn't start this game. And Chapman's out in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I think this season has been plagued, obviously, by injuries for the Spirit. I think a couple of them probably just want it to be over at this point just so they can heal. But with that being said, they haven't given up. Those that are out there that are continuing to fight, they're continuing to battle. They're doing some good things, but some things just aren't that great. They're not able to finish off games.
Spirit head to Western New York next midweek. What does Mark Parsons tell his team in the interim between now and then, and how they can improve for that one?
Well, just continue to be positive. I know it hasn't gone the way they wanted it to go, and they're getting frustrated, but they just need to continue to focus on what they need to focus on, getting better as a unit, and just stay positive. I mean, they can be really down on themselves with the winless streak, but they're professionals. They got to move on for it and look for the future.
Recapping the scoring for you one more time. Matheson gave the Spirit the lead just 78 seconds in. It was 1-0 in favor of Washington. But then Chapman gets hurt, and the Breakers get a goal off of the subsequent corner kick. Heather O'Reilly to the head of Mariah Nagara. Then late in the first half, Leanne Sanderson with a nice sliding goal from Rion Wilkinson's assist. It's 2-1 Boston at the half. It was Wilkinson scoring a goal of her own to make it 3-1 early in the second half. Then O'Reilly added some icing to the cake with a penalty to make it 4-1. Spirit got to go back as Oaks' cross was headed home by Connie Pollers to make it 4-2. But the late goal from Kat Whitehill brings us to 5-2, and the Breakers seal the win.
Yeah, I definitely think if that PK wasn't called, it could have been a completely different game with Connie Pollers' goal. It could have been a 3-2 match instead of a 4-2 match. So, it's definitely a question. Ashlyn Harris wasn't happy with it, but it is what it is. They have to move on from it and look to the future.
Once again, the final score 5-2. Boston moves to 6-7-5, keeping their flickering hopes alive. They're on 23 points through 18 matches. The Spirit now 1-12-4. They're on 7 points through 17 matches. The Breakers take to the home field of Doughboy Stadium next to play Western New York. That game on August the 3rd. The Spirit, as I said, also playing Western New York next. They'll go up to upstate New York on July the 31st. Once again, the final score, Boston 5 and Washington 2. For Daniel Malgaria, I'm Michael Minnick saying good night from the Maryland Soccerplex.